Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ayush.
Hello, everyone. Clue for Evidence news interview series is back with yet another exclusive interview. Today, we have with us Dr. Ravi Pinjarkar. Sir has PhD in clinical psychology from Neemhans, Bangalore. He is currently working as assistant professor in Department of Clinical Psychology, Neemhans, Bangalore since last 1 year. Before joining Neemans, he worked as a senior clinical psychologist in the Department of Correction, Auckland, and also registered as a clinical psychologist with New Zealand Psychologist Board and Psychology Board of Australia. Sir, I, Ayush Rawat, welcome you on behalf of the entire Clue for Evidence Foundation team. We are glad to have you with us, sir, today, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Ayush. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, sir. So, my first question is that what made you choose forensic psychology as your career?
Hmm. Forensic psychology is one of the exciting areas in the field of psychology. It is well grown in Western countries, and in India, it is gradually growing. I have mostly worked in the area of clinical psychology. When I was in New Zealand for 1 year, that time I have worked specifically in the area of forensic psychology. Okay, where my main task was to basically address the mental health problems of the offenders in the prison. Before that, for around 3.5 years, I worked as a faculty in the Department of Forensic Psychology in Nagpur, in Government Institute of Forensic Science.
Yes, sir. What was the most surprising thing about forensic psychology, and what are the changes you saw uh, before and now?
The Forensic Psychology Institute have newly introduced in states like Maharashtra. Okay, by understanding the importance of psychology in the area of investigation or law, crime. Okay, with a purpose of creating more manpower, the state government in state like Maharashtra have started institutes. Okay, forensic science institutes where one of the subjects is forensic psychology. We have some of the best institutes in Gujarat.
Yes, sir.
So it is
So,
still growing in India.
yes, sir. Sir, according to you, in today's time, which psychological theory explain the criminal behavior better? Is it cognitive theory or behavioral theory?
Uh, I would say both. Okay. Understanding crime is basically a multi-dimensional approach. Okay, we need to understand that if you are talking about violent crime or aggressive crime, you'll find that it mostly develops in a poor section of the society where already there is crime, okay, already there is poverty, multiple stresses, uh, where when the child is grown up, is exposed to a lot of violence and a lot of abuse, a lot of manipulation. Okay, so a lot of things are picked by the child in the environment which are related to crime, okay, or antisocial behaviors, okay, from smoking, drinking, uh, doing small crimes like stealing. Okay, you'll find that in slums, children pick up that behavior from early childhood. Okay, so you'll find that the behavioral theory, which talks about modeling and social learning, is quite applicable if you are talking about development of crime in that section of the society. Okay, but crime is not exclusively restricted to the slums and poor section of the society. You'll also find that a lot of people who belong to the good family background and economically well off also commit crime. Okay, and to a large extent, that is also a socially learned behavior. Okay, like for example, you will find that in our community, a person who has a lot of money also has a lot of social status. So people don't care from where the money is coming from. Okay, is that money coming from corruption? But when that person goes to jail, then that person has to go through a lot of social stigma. But as long as he's not caught by the police, okay, he enjoys a lot of social status and respect of the people. Okay, you'll find that there are a lot of departments in India, okay, which are known for corruption. So corruption in those departments is a common phenomena. Okay, so that is also a socially learned behavior. Like when you get a job and you enter in a department where already there is a lot of corruption, and with that corruption, you know that you can fulfill a lot of dreams of your life. Okay, it may be buying a car or buying a bungalow. Okay, becoming a wealthy person. Okay, so these days you find that people want to become wealthy as fast as possible in a very young age. In older days, people would build house after the retirement. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
need for wealth and materialistic life, okay, has increased these days, and doesn't matter how the money comes and from where. Okay, so when people follow a lot of illegal path, okay, and if that path is acceptable in the community that he is in and the workplace that he is in, okay, then it becomes less immoral.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here also comes the cognitive theory. Okay, both you need to integrate and see. Okay, cognitive is the way you look at the crime that you are doing. Okay, do you see that is wrong? Okay, so you may not say that as wrong. Okay, because everyone is doing that. So you justify yourself saying that there's nothing wrong about what I'm doing. Understood. But how you picked up that? Okay, through cognitive principles, through behavioral principles. Okay, even if you are brought up in a very different way, okay, still you can say that you can meet your lot of dreams, okay, by this illegal means. Okay, so that is about white crime. Okay, but if we are talking about violent crimes, we'll mostly find them in localities in area where already crime exists. Okay, and in that environment, the child is being brought up. Okay, and lot of uh, antisocial behaviors and activities are picked up. Okay, through social learning. Okay, this is how we can look at the development of the crime.
Sir, mainly in India, there are a lot of stigma related to people taking therapies. Can you suggest some ways so that therapies and consulting psychologist can be normalized by people?
This is a good question, Ayush.
Uh,
Mental illness was a big stigma so far. Okay,
yes, sir.
and it is still a stigma. But since now a lot of celebrities have come ahead, okay, like Deepika Padukone and a lot of
Yes, sir.
other people, okay, who have said that having mental illness is
Yes, sir.
is not equal to being mad.
Yes,
Okay, any person can develop a mental illness and there's a treatment for that.
yes, sir.
Okay, since then you will find that media is giving a lot of attention and talking about mental health problems. Okay, and after that you will see that now government is also paying attention to mental health issues in the community. Okay, and after that you will see that a lot of celebrities have come forward talking about mental health awareness.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the stigma, at least among the people in metro cities, well-educated people, have to an extent come down. Okay, and now at least people are open about seeking therapy. Okay, but they may not be open about talking about they receiving therapy. May not be open about that. They may not want others, okay, with whom they work, should know that they are going through any mental health problems. Okay, because that is still seen as a weakness.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but still in smaller towns or villages, it is still a stigma.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but people uh, are talking about seeking treatment. Okay, previously people would go to faith healers, and there was a lot of delay in health seeking. Okay, recent mental health survey shows that 80% people delay seeking mental health services by 1 year. Okay, it makes their prognosis poor. Okay, or before they come to a psychiatric consultation, it is too late because before that they go to a lot of faith healers. Okay, and don't receive the right treatment, and that makes their prognosis poor. But there is still a need for mental health awareness. Okay, to understand that not all the mental health problems are disorders, and not all the
Yes, sir.
disorders are serious mental illnesses.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sir, as per the survey of NCRB in 2017, it was seen that educated juveniles committed crimes more than illiterate ones. So my question is that, in spite having so much facilities, they get into crimes. What do you think is the reason behind this?
Uh, Ayush, we need to look at what kind of crime. Okay, we don't know about that data, about
Yes,
that study. Okay, which kind of crime it is talking about? Is it talking about cyber crime, where you see that the educated children get more exposure to computer and technology and internet as compared to illiterate and children who belong to the poor
yes, sir.
family background? Okay, if it talks about
Yes, sir.
internet crime, then obviously you see that more educated children are committing that crime because the reason is quite obvious because they get more access to
Yes,
that.
sir.
Okay, but we need to look into other factors like their upbringing and their family background, and are
Yes,
they
sir.
adequately monitored by their parents? Okay, today you see that both the parents are working in metro cities. The life is fast paced. Okay, and parents are not able to pay attention and monitor their children adequately. There are smartphones. Previously, there would be computer. Okay, where parents had, to an extent, were able to monitor. Okay, what the child is doing in the room. But today, you see, internet is there on the smartphones. So,
Yes,
so
sir.
parents cannot monitor children 24 hours. Parents may not know what the child is doing with the smartphone when he or she is not at home, when he or she is in the college or
Yes, sir.
with his friends out, what they're doing. Okay, so these kind of changes now has led to a lot of cyber crimes among children, among teenagers, and they are not aware about the seriousness of crime that they are committing.
Yes, sir. Sir, as recently we seen an actor committed suicide, and within that time, that span of time, many common people also committed suicide. Do you think the reason behind that, if the actor can, then they why not? What do you think about their mental state as they did so, and what made them to do so?
We don't know if is it a coincidence that during that time, see every day a lot of people commit crime. Okay, now has media given more attention to people committing crime during the period that the actor Sushant Singh committed crime? Paid more attention, given more media coverage to those
Yes,
people?
sir.
Okay. Or do we really have a figure indicating that after the death of Sushant Singh, more people have committed crime? Say, for example, in a month, if the figure is around 100, okay. So
Yes,
after
sir.
the death of Sushant Singh, the figure went to 300, 400. Okay. We need to see if it is significantly more. Okay, if it is not significantly more, then the death of Sushant Singh is not related to the death of other people from committing suicide. Okay,
Sir,
your another
like we see,
question is: can people start committing crime by committing suicide by seeing other person
yes, sir.
committed suicide? Okay, that can possibly happen. Okay, if for example, in the case of farmer suicide, okay, it doesn't happen in the case of suicide of one person. Okay, if there are incidences of lot of farmers committing suicide, okay, because of helplessness and depression and hopelessness due to financial burden, then other farmers can also see that as a solution. Okay, from the pain that they are going through many months, years. Okay, we need to understand that when people commit suicide, it is not that they just plan in few days and commit suicide. Okay, one is that they are going through depression or psychological distress. Okay, severe distress for long time. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and the ideas of committing suicide is going on in their mind for many months. Okay, many a times they might have planned and thought of ending their life and dropped it. Okay, and often they go through a lot of dilemma, and then finally they break down and they commit suicide. Okay, so they go through a process. Okay, and it has been found that, hello.
Hello, Ayush. Hello. Sir, I think he get disconnected. Hello, Ayush.
Okay, now we got connected.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Ayush, can you repeat the question? I think we got disconnected for some time.
Yes, sir. Sir, my question is that as recently an actor committed suicide, and with it a span of time, many common people also committed suicide, leaving the reason behind that. If the actor can, why not them? What do you think
Okay,
about the? What do you
okay. I
think
think
about the
I
United States?
okay. I think I did respond to that question.
Yes, sir.
I don't think people think like if he can commit suicide, why cannot I?
Why can?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Uh, uh, People don't think that way.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maybe the people who are into the film industry and in the glamour world, okay, might uh, get affected by the death of Sushant Singh, and may look at that uh, as a way of coming out of their misery or ending their misery.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but a common man who is not in the place of Sushant Singh and who is not in the film industry and not in the same world, okay, may not see that as a way of ending life or uh, overcoming the difficulty that they are going through. So there are always some indications for suicide. Okay, some of the indications are like uh, having a psychiatric illness, because 90% of the people who commit suicide are found to have serious psychiatric illness in last 1 year.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there are a lot of risk factors for suicide. Okay, others are like feelings of hopelessness. Okay, poor social support. Okay, history of self-harm in the past, suicide attempt in the past. Okay, being a male, being single, being unmarried.
Yes,
Okay, these are some of the indicators for committing suicide. Okay, social support is a protective factor, uh,
sir.
or being religious, because in some religions you will find that committing suicide is sin. Okay, so that is a protective factor. Okay, a mother having children is a protective factor. Okay,
Yes, sir. Sir, lockdown only an area of concern for adult, but also for students, teenagers. As recently, one girl from Kerala committed suicide as she was unable to attend online classes. What would you comment on online studies and its inability to reach out to many students, causing mental illness among the?
yeah. See, online classes is causing a lot of anxiety to
Yes, sir.
students. Therefore, it is necessary that school and the parents communicate the students that this is a temporary arrangement and not the permanent one. Okay, help them
Yes, sir.
understand the circumstances. Online education cannot be a permanent option. Okay, because education is not only about academics. Okay, it is
Yes,
also
sir.
about overall growth. Okay, intellectual growth, social growth, emotional growth. Hmm, that can only happen in the education institute. Okay, so you'll find that today the education is not restricted to only classroom. The methods of imparting education are changing today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and lot of methods involve experiential learning. okay, through doing various activities. But it is necessary to address the anxiety and worries of children and teenagers. So it is the duty of the parents and teacher to see if their children have any worries, any anxieties.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because children and teenagers differ from each other in the way they look at the education system and online classes. Okay, some children can be at risk, okay, for anxiety, worries, depression. So parents should be able to identify if their children have any anxiety and worries, okay, and should address it. Okay, if they are unable to address it, if despite of having a conversation with their child, if child continues to be anxious and worried, okay, then he or she needs to be taken for consultation. Okay, it doesn't mean that child has any mental illness, okay, but definitely there are serious mental health issues. Okay, serious concerns are there. Okay, it is affecting the child. It is affecting the child's mental health. Very often parents just ignore the children's worry and anxiety. Okay, and just say you don't worry, okay, don't be anxious. Okay, by just saying someone don't be anxious, don't be worried, okay, that does not make one anxiety and worry free. Okay, parents have to engage in healthy discussion with the children, okay, to resolve their worries and anxiety so that they are at peace. If it doesn't help, then consultation is important. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, in nowadays, people are talking about a lot mental health. Do you think it is the right time to vocalize importance of mental health? And if you think, why?
Definitely, it is. The mental health problems are on rise in India.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
and there are many reasons for that, such as unemployment, uh, you will see that the today's the life is more fast paced. People are going through multiple stresses. Okay, that makes them at risk for mental health problems. Okay, even at workplace you'll find that there's a lot of stress. Okay, from the corporate level to government offices or any department. There's a lot of stress among children, among students. There is a lot of pressure you'll find among in children and teenagers. Okay, immediately after finishing 12th or when the children are about to finish their 10th, okay, they are thinking about IIT, getting into IIT.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so they join tuitions. So if not IIT, they cannot think of anything else.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so even if you see that the option today to make career are multiple, okay, more than 1 lakh good options are there, and
Yes, sir.
children are
Lots of options.
not capable to think in their age that there are a lot of options, and if they are not able to get into IIT, it is not a failure.
Definitely not.
So, so these kind of reasons are among the children. Okay, among the teenagers, you'll find that there are a lot of mental health problems that are related to technology. Okay, social media, online gaming. Okay, you would have heard of children committing suicide. Okay, because of being online for many hours. Okay, going through depression, low self-esteem, feelings of worthlessness because he's not getting many likes, comparing himself, herself with other people on social media. Okay, so you'll find that for self-esteem and self-worth, you'll on social media, children, teenagers, and even adults, youngsters compare themselves with others, how others are doing, and a lot of things are being glorified on social media. Like whatever you do, you put on social media. Like you have a new dress, you wear that dress and put on social media. with different poses. Okay, so one who is going through bad time, okay, when sees others are doing so well, okay, enjoying their life, okay, that puts him at risk for depression. And the more time he spends on social media, okay, it happens when he's anxious of facing society, have difficulty in mixing with other people, okay, lacks confidence. Okay, so those children you find spend a lot of time on social media, okay, for online gaming. Okay, so these are the problems among youngsters. Okay, so and among adults, you see that there's a lot of stress today. Okay, if those who have work, they have stress at workplace. Those who don't have work, okay, because of unemployment, there's stress. And you'll also see that our the social, political, economical circumstances are quite stressful in India. A lot of uncertainty is there. Okay, so people find it difficult to support their family and to survive with the amount of income that they are making. Okay, because the cost that is related to basic needs is increasing day by day, but people's salary income is not increasing. Okay, of a common man. On the other hand, you'll find that there are people who are earning in million every year. There's a lot of disparity. That economical disparity was not present before. Okay, previously, even if a teacher wanted to make his son or a daughter a doctor, he could easily afford the college fee. But today you see that even a family whose earning is 1 lakh rupee, okay, will struggle to put his child, okay, in a decent school. Okay, that is a fees of a good private school. People don't want to put their children in government school because of the situation being very pathetic. Okay, but the cost of education 30 years back was very low. Okay, today from the place school to higher education, it's very high, and common man cannot afford that. Okay, so these are the kind of stresses that people are suffering from today. Okay, which puts them at risk. Okay, if you take into account as an example this COVID situation, you'll find that a lot of people who have just started their business and have taken loans from the bank, okay, to run their business, they're going to lose. Okay, and because of that, some people have committed suicide, okay, because of hopelessness. They didn't know how long the situation is going to last. Okay, there was a lot of uncertainty. Okay, in the initial first 2 3 months. Okay, now you see that again the market is open now. The people's anxieties come down. Okay, because shops are open now. The uncertainties also come down. Okay, but when there was lockdown, the shops were closed for months. People are going through a lot of losses. They had to pay the rent, okay, of the shop that they have got on rent. Okay, had to pay to the bank, and whether the business is going to run or not in near future. Okay, so all this, people who are working on a daily wages have lost their jobs. Were working in, you know, uh, small factories or in the cities, work in a construction company or different places. They have lost their jobs. You understand? Okay, so these kind of circumstances basically makes it difficult for people to survive. Okay, and people who are at risk, basically, not everyone commits suicide or develop mental illness. In today, lot of environmental circumstances is giving rise to mental health problems. Okay, which wasn't present 3 decades back.
Yes, sir. Like psychology is a very interesting subject. Do you discuss case studies in class? If so, how do you handpick these particular cases?
Yeah, see I'm working as a faculty in the Department of Clinical Psychology, where we have MPhil in Clinical Psychology program. Okay,
Yes,
where students or trainees who are taking that program have to practically see the cases and discuss. Okay. So the cases are not handpicked. Okay. All those patients, clients who require therapy or psychological assessment, okay, are given psychological assessment and therapy. Okay, so trainees see the cases and they discuss the cases with the supervisor. So you come across a number of presentations and number of disorders. Okay, so say for example, disorder is depression. Okay, so two patients having the same disorder, but they will have a different presentation. Okay, so one patient may be a female, married. Okay, and depression is more in the context of marital relationship. Okay, another person is from a Bihar, a small town, unemployed, lost his job. Okay, and is going through depression. So disorder is the same, but you'll find having a different kind of a presentation. Okay. So it's quite interesting, and you get on-hand experience. You integrate theory and research with practice. Okay, so the approach that is being followed throughout the world today is scientist practitioners model. Okay, where you integrate theory, research into practice. So whatever theories are there and interventions are there, okay, those theories and interventions are tested, okay, through research and studies. And then the ones which are found to be effective are applied into practice. Okay, so more scientific approach. But since in India there's a diverse population and patients come from diverse circumstances, okay, it is quite interesting and quite a good learning experience, you know, to see patients in India, okay, than as compared to other countries, because we have a diverse population.
Yes, sir. Sir, our government recently banned many of mobile applications, mainly like TikTok. So many people are influenced by these apps, and this has affected their lives also. So, what are your opinions on these apps?
See, if the TikTok is affected people's life, it means that TikTok has become their life, right?
Yes, sir.
So it is not a good indication that if people's life is centered around TikTok, okay, it could be youngsters or teenagers whose life was centered around TikTok. It means somewhere they were dependent on TikTok. Okay, TikTok should be taken as a recreation activity. Okay, as a part of your life. Okay, not as your life. If you see that TikTok has affected your life, then that is becoming a basic need. Okay, like food, water, shelter. So mobile is also becoming an important part of people's life. Okay, so it is okay. That does not mean that people are psychologically dependent on that. Okay, but people's sort of functions are being taken care of mobile. Okay, it does not mean they are psychologically dependent on that. Like for example, you pay light bill, okay, electricity bill, phone bill through mobile, right? But that is not a psychological dependency. Understood? Tomorrow, if that stops, okay, you'll go to the office and pay the bill, right? But spending long hours on TikTok or social media, okay, and if on a day, for example, you don't get access to social media or TikTok, and if you feel restless, if there's a lot of irritation, if you find it difficult to concentrate, okay, it means that somewhere you are dependent on social media and TikTok, which is not a good sign. Okay, so all those who think that government should not have banned TikTok, they should think about how it has affected them. And if they think that it has grossly affected them, okay, it means then they were dependent on that, and that is not a good indication. if they only see that as a recreation activity, it was good. Okay, at least from the stress, we could get relief by watching TikTok. Okay, many people who are not dependent, but when they are going through stress, just to relieve their stress, they see the TikToks. Okay, so it is not affected them much. Okay, I see if it is affected a lot of people, then I would say that it is a good decision that government has taken, because they must understand that they were getting dependent on TikTok. And you will also find that there are some suicides which TikTok girls, boys have committed in last
Yes, sir.
few months. You would have come
Yes, sir.
across, right? So one needs to look into, when so much good is happening and so much of appreciation, okay, that person is getting, why that person had to commit suicide? Okay, because when you are a celebrity, and suddenly from being celebrity, if you come down to being nothing, okay, it's become very difficult to take. Okay, so this is a psychological impact basically.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm very interested to know that what psychology behind that terrorist willingness to die. I mean, how
Okay.
does psychology can explain terrorist willingness to die?
Okay, so not only terrorists, but any organization in which people are ready to die.
Yes, sir.
Now, we need to understand, not everyone can become terrorist, okay, and can be ready to die, or can be ready to kill innocent people. Okay, a person who is vulnerable, okay, is suggestible, can only be ready to kill himself, okay, and die in the name of God. It is in the name of God, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if it is in the name of nation, we don't call it as being terrorist. Okay, so he can be a soldier, he can be a intelligence agent. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but terrorist mostly in the name of God. Okay, so you will find that people who become a terrorist, okay, or join an organization in which the purpose of whole organization is to kill other people, okay, who are against, in their view, against God. Okay, so one is the people who have seen that their family was killed, okay, in an attack, okay, and innocent people in their family were killed. Okay, so such people can join an organization which is against, okay, the organization that has killed their family. Okay, so that organization can be the government. Understood? Say for example, in Jammu and Kashmir, okay, so militant, for example, is killed a family members, okay, and if one of the person survives, okay, and now for example, if those people who killed were not militant, but he or she thinks they were militant,
Yes, sir.
and they have killed my family, so the organization which is against the militant, okay, to take revenge, that person will join that organization. Okay, another thing is that person from the childhood, okay, has hatred, already
Yes, sir.
has hatred, okay, against other people. Okay, it may be against other community, it may be against other religion. So you will find that, so he will be more vulnerable to get affected by terrorist organization, and terrorist organization basically pick up such people. They do not pick up random people. So they pick up people who are actually vulnerable, who already carry a lot of hatred. Okay, and that is not restricted to the so-called organization of specific religion. Okay, like we say Islamic organizations. Okay, so there are organizations of other religions as well in India. Okay, where people who are, can be easily, who are, uh, who already have a lot of hatred, okay, against other community. You'll find that in India, you'll find a lot of Hindus have a lot of hatred for Muslim community. Okay, and vice versa. Okay.
Like
And at
everyone,
the and at the, that is one. Okay, one is having hatred. Okay, and another is he should be a orthodox believer of God. Okay, blind believer of God.
yes, sir.
Blind. Okay, blind. Okay. So someone who tells him that in religious text it is written that if you kill someone, okay, in the name of religion, you are doing nothing wrong. Okay, so such people get ready to kill themselves and kill other people. Okay, because they are doing that in the name of religion to protect a religion. So what is underlying? It is to protect a religion. And another thing is you will go to heaven.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you believe that you are doing that to protect a religion, okay, and if you believe that the God is with you, and if you believe that you'll go to heaven after your death, okay, you just have to believe in that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then the task of killing other people and killing yourself, okay, becomes easy. All right, so this is how people, are ready to die in the name of religion and ready to kill in the name of religion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so brainwashing is not possible with those people who are not vulnerable. We talk about brainwashing. You would have heard about brainwashing.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so nobody can wash the brain of a person who has no hatred and who does not blindly follow God or anything. No one can brainwash. Okay, brainwashing can be done only with those people who already carry hatred. Okay, who already have below average intelligence, intellectually little, not average but below average. Okay, and who are blind believer of God. Okay,
Yes, sir.
or the third condition is who only for revenge is join some organization. Okay, because his family's community has seen that, okay, being killed by in the riot by other community. Okay, what you see happens in India or other places. So these are the circumstances.
Sir, like I have heard it many times that forensic psychology and its reports of many techniques such as brain fingerprint, narco analysis are not reliable in court, but it is still being practiced. What are your thoughts on the present scenario of forensic psychology in India?
So yeah, so lie detector some years back it was admissible in the court. It is not
Yes,
now.
sir.
Okay, the only reason is because it is less reliable and valid.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that does not mean that it is not reliable and valid and it cannot provide information for investigation. Okay, it doesn't matter if it is not admissible in the court. Okay, but it will definitely assist with investigation. Okay, identifying who is the suspect. Okay, lie detector, if it needs a lot of expertise. Okay, depends on who is doing that. Okay, it is not so with the blood test. Doesn't matter who is taking the blood. If it is B plus, it will show B plus only.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
But these psychometric tools need a lot of expertise at the part of the clinician. So one who is using the lie detector and taking the interview, if he's expert, it can provide a lot of crucial information. Okay, and guide the investigation. Okay, so
Yes,
in
sir.
foreign countries, uh, these tools are used for investigation purpose. Okay, and through that investigation, you will find good evidences which can be admissible in the court then. Okay, so I don't think that is really a big concern if it is not admissible in the court. We shouldn't look at, the the uh, the contribution of psychological tools and methods that way. Okay, even there are some psychological tests in Western countries, they are not used, okay, like Rorschach and CAT, because they are less reliable and valid as compared to other tests. Okay, and therefore they are not admissible in the court. Okay, because same test used by different clinicians with the different experiences can produce different results.
Yes,
So
sir.
court will say we don't trust them if it is so. Okay, but in India, psychological test, okay, do stand in the court, they are admissible, okay, but just to support the psychological or psychiatric findings. All right, the diagnosis is not made based on only psychological test.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, before concluding the session, at last, what message you want to give to people looking for a career in forensic psychology?
See, forensic psychology is a very uh, interesting
Sir, we
area
can,
to work in.
yes, sir. We can say psychology.
Only psychology or
Yes, sir.
forensic?
Forensic psychology.
Forensic psychology is a very interesting area.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there are a lot of you will find documentaries on YouTube on forensic psychology. Okay, on the contribution of forensic psychology in investigation. So those psychology students who are interested in this should look at those documentaries, and definitely their interest will increase. Okay, but we also need to see what is the status of forensic psychology in India. Okay, forensic psychology is just one of the subjects in BSc in forensic science. Okay, or in masters in forensic science, but there is no specialized training program on forensic psychology. Okay, even forensic science is not a training program. So one thing is forensic science, okay, and the specialized areas within forensic science, okay, one of which is forensic psychology, should be first made a training program after graduation. Okay, it means that after their masters or during their masters, they must get placements, okay, with the in the police station, in the lab, okay, and they should be the part of investigation agency,
Yes, sir.
where they should be practically able to apply whatever they have learned in their graduation and whatever they are learning into their PG. Okay. Second thing is government has to create vacancies, okay, for forensic psychologists. Okay, it is only when a government recognizes the importance of forensic psychology in the investigation. Okay, because you see today there's a lot of unemployment. After doing years of education, if you don't get a job, okay, and if you decide to work in a shopping mall as an attendant, that is what people are doing today, right? After doing engineering, after doing masters, they don't get jobs. So they are working in Swiggy, in Zomato, right? And you see they are well qualified, they speak so well, they have very good etiquettes, they are well trained. All right. So it is also necessary that when you take education, you need to see that does it have practical implications in terms of you making career. So you can make career into a business, you can start your own lab. Okay, so you need to see do you have that scope. Okay, if you don't see vacancies for the education that you have taken, can you do something yourself? Okay, and proper guidance to the students is required, okay, by the teachers, because not all the children, not all the students who take education have a good family background. Okay, like one who has a lot of dreams, okay, after finishing his education, when it comes to the world of reality, sees that there are no job opportunities, isn't it? So if there are any vacancies, 500 postgraduates are applying for those 10 seats, right? And what about others? Okay, and some of them can make compromises, but others go through a lot of frustration and a lot of unhappiness, a lot of sadness. Okay, their dreams get shattered. Who is giving the dreams? It is the institute teachers giving the dreams, right? And more brilliant students will find getting more shattered. But students for average are able to make compromises, okay, because they never had big dreams and get settled somewhere. But one who had big dreams, okay, cannot get settled with working in a shopping mall or in Zomato. Okay, so forensic psychology has a bright future. Okay, just like any other field that is related to forensic. Okay, and it is a need of ours. Okay, if we need to reduce the crime in the community, crime is on rise. If we need to reduce that, okay, if you want to prevent the crime from happening, so it is necessary that all the fields that come under forensic, it may be forensic cyber, okay, computer, okay, it may be chemistry, it may be bio, okay, they all have uh, tremendous application.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, at last, I thank you for accepting our invitation and giving us such a fruitful extract of your life.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Ayush.
sir.
It was a pleasure talking to you, and thank you to your team. Okay, you are doing I think this is a wonderful initiative that you have taken. Okay, all youngsters I can see.
Yes, sir.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir.